Hey, it's Angie with News OK.
And Becky.
And she is our Recipe for Health food columnist for the Oklahoman. She's also a registered dietitian. Recently, Becky went to a Healthy Woman's Conference event, and she learned some special great things there. We're going to talk about that and also about these wonderful foods right in front of us. So tell us a little bit about this conference.
Well, it was a great conference. It was sponsored by Deaconess Hospital, and Dale Smith Thomas was the speaker. And she talked about one of her primary thoughts was that it's not our conditions that affect our destiny, but rather it is our decisions that we make that affect our destiny.
That's great.
And Angie, I got to thinking about that, and I thought, that ties in so much to healthful eating. We can make decisions about the food choices and activity that we do that makes a big difference in our health.
Definitely.
And people today, I think, are so focused on wanting to be as healthy as they can be. And so I thought, well, I wanted to just use that idea that Dale shared and talk about how that can relate to the foods that we choose.
It's true. That's true. So yeah, what do we have here?
Well, we've started out, these are mostly the grains and the complex carbohydrates in the diet. And I wanted to show a couple. This is actually a product that Sarah Lee has. It's a whole grain mini bagel.
Oh, nice.
And these have 3 grams of dietary fiber, and they are just wonderful. They also have a bun that is a whole grain bun, a hamburger bun. And people they think about a hamburger as being very high in fat. And, well, you can make a hamburger very healthy if you're using a whole grain bun.
Yes.
Very lean meat. Put lots of vegetables in there, lettuce and tomato and all of that. You can make it a very
good point.
healthy meal. We have some whole grain bread, whole grain hoagie roll here, and even today there are many different types of pastas that are whole grain, and then you've got the brown rice here. And the current recommendation is to have at least half of our grains being, or our complex carbohydrate servings being whole grains.
And it's just as good. We've converted to that in my family, and it's just as good.
Isn't that great?
It is. It is. And this?
Move on to the vegetables, and we have a lot of vegetables. Think color when you make choices in vegetables. For example, even peppers. We have orange and red and green peppers. Yellow are available also. Those can be used in so many recipes. They can be eaten raw.
And they're pretty.
They're gorgeous. Yes, they are. And remember, the deeper, darker the color, the greater the nutrient density.
That's great.
Yes,
that is great.
Couple of different kinds of summer squashes. There are many others, and of course winter squashes as well that are available in the summertime, but these are a little bit lighter. We have tomatoes. I have fresh spinach here. Want to really emphasize all the different greens. Deep greens, the deep green lettuces, the cabbage we've got right here, that little coleslaw mix that that I always like to pull that out because it's already prepared. Carrots, asparagus, so many others, but I like to encourage people to try a new vegetable that they don't ordinarily eat every week.
There you go.
And that's a good way to increase variety in the diet.
Very nice.
Fruits, we have lots of different fruits that are available too. Of course, right here I've got the bananas and apples and oranges and some citrus. I put the little key limes in there because they're so big. Aren't they cute?
They're so cute.
Yeah. And these you can actually do a lot of different things with. Wow. And they're wonderful to serve with dishes like shrimp or chicken, fishes, where you squirt a little bit of that. And of course we have the lemons and other fruits, papayas and mangoes and grapes and all kinds of berries.
Yes.
And then one of the things I like to encourage people to get the fresh fruits and vegetables to eat the first few days after they get home from the grocery store, use those up, then to move into the frozen and the canned.
There we go. There we go. Very good idea.
Okay. And then our dairy products, milk and milk products. We've got a glass of milk. We have the fat-free ricotta cheese here.
Of course, ricotta.
This is a ricotta. And then we have the cottage cheese as well. And one of the things that you need to think about is that the fat content varies a lot in different milk products. We can go from non-fat skim milk to full-fat milk and milk products. And so to keep the fat content down, you can choose the lower. This is an example of a cheese that's made with 2% fat milk. as opposed to whole milk. And then we have the fat-free yogurts over here.
And I'm telling you, milk is so important. If you try to stay away from the human growth hormone and the different things that they add, try to get those milks that are a little more pure, lots of protein.
Well, you do, and calcium. Of
Yes.
course, a primary source of calcium. And you know, for those folks that don't like to just drink milk, you can make cream soups, you can make
There you
puddings,
go.
do all kinds of things with the
Very
milk
good
to get
idea.
that, and it's so important in the diet.
Yes.
The next group is our meat and beans group, and I have here the chicken breasts that you can do so many different things with. On the ground meat, this is a 90% lean, 10% fat ground beef, which is much, much lower in
Okay.
fat. We have shrimp here, so many different choices. We've got a couple of beans here. I've got garbanzo beans and a black
Yes.
bean here. You can get them dried so many different
Right.
ways. And so we want to be sure and emphasize the lowest fat versions of those. And then finally we have the fats that are added to the diet. And what I'm showing here today, I've got an olive oil that is so great to use for cooking, and of course also canola oil and safflower, sunflower, cottonseed oil, all of those. There are many good oils to use. We use oils for a little bit of seasoning too. We have sesame oil, and this is actually peanut oil, and you can use just a touch of those when you're sautéing
There you go.
vegetables, or if you're broiling vegetables.
Very nice.
And it's just wonderful flavor.
Yes. Yeah, so it's kind of a representative of the food pyramid.
Well, it is.
Yes.
And what we really want to emphasize is that people do have choices
Yes.
in what they eat. And those choices made day in and day out make a big, big difference in health.
It's so true that, we have to take responsibility for our own health.
Yes, we do.
That's so
We sure
true.
do.
Well, she will have more about the conference in her food column, and of course, some great healthy choices that you can too make. She can help you out with that and give you some hints. So check out the Recipe for Health food column by Becky Varner in the Life section of the Oklahoman, and she will have her column right there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angie.